Okay, welcome to the Spa Francorchamps track, and I will show you one lap and tell you something about how to approach those corners and which lines to take and where are the braking points and etc. So let's start from this beginning of the straight, which is start and finish straight. We go to the left side of the track, and here you see when you are approaching this first corner, this La Source corner, there is quite a dirty area at the left side of the track, and here you see the 100-meter sign. We start braking just before this dirty area ends. So right here, just little before this 100-meter sign. Hard braking, downshifting all the way to the first gear, and we try to aim our car to this corner here, right side, and very near this this wall. So our goal is to reach this apex here, now with the minimum speed, and just slide the car a little ahead, and right after it has make its way over this bumpy side of the track, just start push the throttle. So the earlier you get on the throttle, the better acceleration you will get. So, but this is very tricky because you can't put 100% throttle right away. So gently from 20% to 50%, and let car turn. It always is a tricky part that this can overturn your car. As the oversteering, you should have a good balance at your car, that you can push your car at the limit from the beginning of the straight. So we are sliding car to the left side, and when we are able to push the throttle to 100, we'll do it early as possible. So you can see how this car turns, and then we go flat out after this, and you don't lift your gas after this at all. Now we are approaching the second part of the track. This is in some track guides it's turns 3, 4 and 5, because some track guides there is turn 2. This is corner 2 now, and after that we approach this Radillon Rouge part of the track, which is the famous part of the track in the whole world. So tough guys goes this with flat out they say, and with this Lotus 79 you can do it also with a good setup and at good conditions. So we approach from the right side to the left side, and here is a quite important thing, that you aim your car so that you can go over this curb. You can go with quite left here, but I don't think it's not necessary to go too far there, because you can jump your car too heavily. But we can aim our car so that our car is going over this curb like this, and from here you can have a good approach to the right side corner, and you have to see, as you can see, I have a full throttle all the way. Somebody lifts a throttle here, it depends on the weather and the setup you have. So this is the place that you lift a little bit your throttle if you need, but right after that little lift you push it again, but this is important that you can turn your car to the right side of this corner. And now let the car roll on to the left side, and here you can cut this course a little bit and make sure that the center line of your car is going over this curb's left side white line here, but not to the left it, because then you get X. And your right side tires also can go over this white line. I can show it to you here. So here this white line track limit doesn't count. X is if you stay at the center of your car is at the center of this line. This is quite an odd way at iRacing. Well, but this is lawful here, so you can cut this much. And at the driver's point of view, it looks like this. So this is your center line, and you can go this way. Okay, but this depends on your setup and driving skill. As you can see, it bumps very much. All the way here, all the time flat out. And here you have maximum speed. And this is Camel Straight, and after Camel Straight we approached less comps. Those corners are marked 7th, 8th, 9th, and these are very important corners as well. We are approaching now to corner 7, which is right-handed, and you can see here 100-meter sign again. We are starting to brake a little before this curb at the left side here. So I lift my throttle and simultaneously start braking at this point. This is important to take as much left as you can. It depends on your driving style and capability to hold your car steady here, and also the setup is very crucial here, that your car doesn't bounce too much. Just before this ends, this left side curb, you start turning to the right here. And now we have put our gears from 5th to 2nd, and this is the corner we take at the 2nd gear, and you should try settle your car over this curb so that your right side is going over this sandy area like this, and as much possible as you can to the right side, so that you can get a good turn then to the left corner. And just like the earlier one, try to have left side tire go as much left as you can, and take tight corner, tight turn here. Somebody lets car go a little more to the right side, but I rather do it like this way and have it better approach to this next one here, which is corner 9, and we go left side a little bit. This is quite a tricky part. This curb can upset your car too much, and I recommend that not take there too much area. So then we turn to the right and try to hit this curb over here. Okay, I missed it. Well, I just said try to. So we can go left side quite a bit, and because I missed this early earlier corner apex there a little bit. Then this caused me to drive my car left side a little bit more, but this is okay. At this point we can check our car. You can go over this curb so much that the left side of your car and the tires are over this first green area, but you can't go to the next because your right side doesn't stay at the track at that time, and you get 1x and disqualified with your qualifying lap. But this you can do, and that's no problem that your car pumps a little bit over here, and then it comes back to the track. So I go back here and tell you one more thing. So which gears to use? That depends on your gear rations, but I recommend you that this is for second gear, and right here I change my gear to third, from second to third, and I use third gear at next. Okay, but that's up to your setup and up to your driving style. Now we approach the next one, which is Bruxelles. This is a chicane. No chicane. I'm in hairpin, and this is turn number 10. And we start braking a little bit before this 100-meter sign here, and also this left curb. Okay, little bit earlier, like here, and hard braking, and then just make sure that your car goes tight with this, according with this curve here. You can ride this corner so that you can make 2 apexes, or just try to stay as close as you can with this line here. But you should only be not far away from it all the way. I try to make like 2 apexes here, so I try hit somewhere here first, and then I slide the car a little bit off the corner of the camper after curb, and then like here I just come closer again. And after that, when I could have done that properly, as you can see, I have here throttle off and let the car slide until it's further away here, then it turns inside, and at this point I have like my apex done here, so I will push throttle now, but only 75%. And when I'm sure that my car is turning well, then I push flat out and let the car do the rest. And it doesn't matter if you go over this curb here at the left side a little bit, but it's not necessary. It's most important that you keep this tight, as tight as you can, and early acceleration. And here is a very peculiar corner because this is quite important to write correctly. I don't know if you can see it at your own screen, but at this point here you can see that there is black tire marks. This is the white line here, and in this place there is a black tire marks, and they are always there. They are always there, and I'm using that as my mark. I aim to this place so that I can turn right when this black area comes, and I try to hit my right front tire so that I can turn from that place to the left here. And now I can see that I'm turning to the left side and try to make my right side of the car go accordingly. And this is because I want my car to turn to this apex very inside, very tightly, so that I can push my throttle again from here on. So here is the apex, and I need to be on gas at this point. You can go over this area so that your left side is tire is over here too. This is apex now, and now I'm on my throttle, and I push it 80% and hold it until I'm sure my car is turning, and now it's flat out. So I go over this curb, and you can go over this curb as much as you keep your left side tires at the left side of this white track line here. Okay, there is your mark, and then if you go over there then it's 1x. Okay, so okay, too much, but bear with me. Second gear, tight, flat out. Third gear, and let the car roll. Brake, and there was this mark, black, and this is your point to turn heavily to left. At third gear, I just slide to this apex here, and then or early on throttle, because there is a little bit straight here, and this is very important. Fifth gear, and in the middle of this line, these curves, you start braking here, and brake so that you can start your left turn little before this curve ends. And the most important thing here is that you aim your car to this left side curve here, so that you can push your car again with your throttle early. Lift, brake and lift, and find your apex here, and then push 80%, 85% gas, so that you can take this turn so that your left side stays on the track between those white lines, and then full throttle to this corner and at the left side. Okay. Now flat out. Okay. We go to this one, and this one is the corner number 13. 15. Earlier corner was called Puhon. And we start braking about 10-15 meters before this left side curb. And as you can see, before this curb there is no safety area, so you can't go to the left side of this white track limit here because there is only grass, and that should not be a good place to brake. So stay at the track here, but start braking and simultaneously try to get your car over this curb a little bit. We are braking here, and now we are turning right, and we are turning so much that we can go over this right side curb here a little bit. Don't take it too much because it can upset your car. Try to stay at the right side here, and little push with the throttle, and try to place your car here in the middle of the road so that you can approach next left side corner correctly. And again here try to hit over this curb a little bit, and this you can go over it if you want. It's not so bad, but well, it depends on your driving style and skill and setup also. Okay, and apex is here, and push throttle, and then slide the car a little bit so that it goes over this curb, and here only you can make sure that your car left side doesn't go over this white line again. Alright, and you will be safe. So this is quite easy, basic principle. Tight, center, tight, let it go, and we are done. So this was campus corners, and then we go to the next corner, which is corner number 15 in my papers, and it's called Stavelot. And when we are approaching here, you can see that there is this kind of light light green sand color area, and then it continues with the curb. So we can take this and go over it, drive over it, and we start braking just when this starts here. And now it starts and we are braking. So we can go over here to the left, and we are braking, and just before this ends we are starting to turn right, and we are now at the gear number 2, I suppose. Yes, from third gear, fourth, and then back to the second. Okay, so here from fifth gear, fourth, third, third gear, fourth, third, second, and now we are at the second gear, and we are aiming here at this apex. You can go over this also a little bit, but it's not necessary. Here is one of the most important little straight line. You wonder where I can go, because normally you try to place your car so that your right side of the car, those tires, don't go over this white line. But at this case you can go over it, but how much? That's the tricky question. But here is the guideline. When you see this line, this is the center line of your car. And when we go over this curb, which is important to go, your right side tires can go off this white line, as you can see. But here is another peculiar line, and this is the thing where the water goes down. I don't know what it's called. It's a kind of sewer. I don't know English that much. Okay, but at the car, at inside of the car, this is your mark. Just watch that this center line of your car doesn't go left side of this place. Then you are safe. You can go even over it, but not left side. So there is the line when you get X'd. So this line not over left side of this line. It can be even over this, but preferably keep it so that it can't go to that line. So, but this is very important that you gain much tense to the next next straight. Just here. Okay, and for some monitors you can see this place better and sometimes worse. This is the area where we start turning right. This is like a little bit sand here. I don't know, it's a little lighter area here. It's very tricky to see when you are full throttle and driving, but you can see it. It's here. This is the place where we start turning right. Now we are on the third gear and we start turning to the right, and as you can see I flip my gas little, so I take off gas pedal little for the little time, so my car is turning in that way better, and I push it back, and then I go flat out after this. Okay, and when you go flat out, the car starts to push at the left side of the track and here you just be careful that your car doesn't go over this curb, so that your car's right side tires won't go over this line. Okay, this is very safe. Otherwise, if you go all the way to the left from this white line or with all your tires, you get 1x. Okay, so let's take this again. Second gear, apex, push, third, sorry, this is fourth gear when we are approaching this. This is now third gear, and now I change to fourth gear, third, fourth, and then I lift my gas pedal, and then I let that way my car turn, and then when I hit this apex I push it all the way down 100%. And right side of this track and the left side here and right side, and this is very important to be able to push with 100% throttle. Try to make this corner as smooth as you can, because the smoother you can go here, the less the top speed you lose. Okay. Right side, right side, and we are approaching this last part. And now we are at the top speed, and here you can see when we are approaching this last chicane, and it's corners 19 and 20. Here is a sign 150 and there is a white line here. We start braking just after this white line. And heavy braking and gears all the way to the first gear, and then make sure you get this apex here so that you are as in as you can, and all the speed is take off now, and then little bit gas to straighten the car as possible as you can to the right side here, and lift the gas pedal, and then again as tight to the left side as you can, and then from the apex little gas. And this is the very important place also, that you can mess up your whole lap, because you should be very careful here. Only half throttle about here and let the car straighten up. You can go over this curb, and when you are sure that your car is settled down after those chicane curbs, then you can push your throttle. But if you push it a little too early and your wheel is still pointing to the left, you can spin your car very easily. So let the car go to the right side, and be sure the car doesn't punch anymore. And here you can push it 100%. Again, this is the first gear, so you should be very careful, and you can put your car also more to the right, so that this whole car is over this curb and the left tires are only top of this white line. But this is safer now, and we are finished. Okay, let's see last one. Brake, first gear to the apex, throttle, gently throttle, then full throttle. Okay, so this is a lap at Spa Francorchamps, and I'm very sorry that my English speaking is not so good and I'm very slow at my speed, but I hope you get something out of this. And now I will let you watch one lap more without any of my speech. Enjoy. Okay, that was lap at the Spa Francorchamps. I wish you a very good day and I hope this will help you somehow. Bye bye.